Hello everyone, today we are going to be learning quadratic equation class 10 maths. So let's get into it. First of all, what is a quadratic equation? A quadratic equation is a polynomial equation where the highest power of the variable is 2. For example, here x square plus 5x plus 6 equal to 0. Here the highest power of x, here the variable is x and the highest power of x is 2. As you can see, the highest power is 2. So that means that this is a quadratic equation. And here's for the highest power. Here, this is the question. X square, this is the equation. X square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Here, the highest power of x is 2, as you can see. So, the highest power is 2. Because the highest power is 2, it's a quadratic equation. Okay. And this is the standard form. This is the equation for the standard form. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Here a, B and C are real numbers and A cannot be 0. I'll explain why A cannot be 0. For now, A is the coefficient of x square. As you can see, A is the coefficient of x square, B is the coefficient of x. As you can see, B is the coefficient of x and C is the constant term. So C is going to be the constant term. Here the last number, as you can see. Okay. And why can't A be 0? If A is going to be 0, it's going to be 0 x square plus bx plus c. If A is going to be 0, it's going to be like this, and 0 into x is going to be 0. Any number multiplied by 0 is going to be 0. So this x square is going to disappear. So it's just going to be bx plus c, and here the highest power of x is not 2. Here the highest power of x is 1. So this is not quadratic. So that's why A cannot be 0. Okay. Now a quick check. Here 2x square plus x minus 300 is equal to 0. Here we need to check if this is quadratic. Here the highest power is 2. The highest power of x is 2. So this is a quadratic equation. Okay, now this is a not quadratic example. Here 3x plus 7 is equal to 0. Here the highest power of x is 1. This is not a quadratic equation because the highest power needs to be 2. So this is not a quadratic equation. Okay, so this is a real life example. A hall has area 300 meters square. The breadth is x and the length is 2x plus 1. If area is length into breadth, then the area here we can substitute. We know that area is 300 meters square, so we can substitute this area the 3 here. We can put this 300 over here instead of area because we already got the area. So 300 is equal to length into breadth. We got that the breadth is x and the length is 2x plus 1. So 300 is equal to 2x plus 1 into x. Okay. Now we got this 300 is equal to 2x plus 1 into x. Here we have to make the equation. We have to make this into a quadratic equation. For that, we can take this 300 to this side, which is going to make it 2x square plus x minus 300. And now is equal to 0. So now this is a quadratic equation because here the highest power of x is 2. Okay. And here's how to identify. Here, first of all, you have to simplify the expression and then you have to write it in standard form, which is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. And then you have to check the highest power. If the highest power is 2, then it is quadratic. If the highest power is not 2, then it's not quadratic equation. Oh, yeah. Now you can pause this. You can pause this video and find this out yourself. Is x square minus 7x plus 10 is equal to 0 a quadratic equation? And here's a hint. Check the highest power of x. So the answer is yes, it is a quadratic equation because the highest power of this equation is 2. So this is a quadratic equation. And the one thing to remember is that ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is the standard form, and the highest power of the variable should be 2. If it is not 2, then it's not a quadratic equation, and a cannot be 0. If a is 0, it's not going to be quadratic. Okay, next is discriminant. Here the equation to find the discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So to find the discriminant, we have to identify the values of a, b, and c. I already told that before. I'll show it again. So here b square minus 4ac, and we have to substitute the values into this equation to find the value of discriminant. Okay, so these are the three rules. We have to check the value of t, and after checking the value of t, if d is greater than 0, then there is two different real roots. If d is equal to 0, there are two. No, if d is greater than 0, there's two different real roots. And if d is equal to 0, there are two equal real roots. And if d is less than 0, there are no real roots. Okay. And here's an example. Here I have to find the nature of the roots. 2x square minus 4x plus 3 is equal to 0. I already told that the coefficient of x square is a. Right now the coefficient of x square is 2. So that means a is equal to 2. And the coefficient of x is b. Right now the coefficient of x is minus 4, so then b is equal to minus 4. Here the constant term is going to be c. Right now the constant term is 3, so c is equal to 3. Okay. And here's a quick recap. The nature of roots. Here I already told that d greater than 0 is going to be two different real roots, and d is equal to 0 is going to be two equal real roots, and d less than 0 is going to be no real roots. And here's an easier way to remember. If d is a positive number, there are two different real roots. If d is equal to 0, if d is equal to 0, then there are two equal real roots, and if d is less than 0, there are no real roots. Okay. Now this is the quadratic formula. Here for this is the standard formula. The standard formula is ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and this is the quadratic formula. X is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, now what does plus or minus mean? Here plus or minus sign means plus or minus. Okay, for example, here x is equal to minus b plus root b square minus 4ac by 2a, or x is equal to minus b minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Here the real one is minus b plus or minus, and the plus or minus actually just means that it's plus and minus. Okay, plus or minus. Now these are the steps. If you have to identify the values of a, b, and c, then you have to find d is equal to b square minus 4ac. Then you have to use the quadratic formula. Then simplify and find the roots. Okay, you have to use the quadratic formula, which is minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. And then you have to simplify it and find the roots. Here's an example of it. X square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Here a is equal to 1, b is equal to minus 5 and c is equal to 6. Okay, first of all, let's find the discriminant of it. Here d is equal to minus 5 square minus 4 into 1 into 6. Minus 5 square is 25 and 4 into 1 into 6 is 24. Here we know that the equation for discriminant is b square minus 4ac. Here we got the values of a, b and c. As I said, the coefficient of x square is a, the coefficient of x is b, and the coefficient and the constant term is c. So we found the values of a, b, and c, and then we substitute this into the equation minus b minus no b square minus 4ac. So b square is minus 5 square minus 4 into a into c. A into c is 1 into 6. So d is equal to minus 5 square is 25 and 4 into 1 into 6 is 25, which is going to be 1. Okay. Now we already got the values of a, b and c. So we can So we can substitute the values of a, b and c into this equation right here. And we got that the value of b is minus 5. As you can see, the value of b is minus 5, the value of c is 6, and the value of a is 1. So minus b is going to be minus inside bracket minus 5 plus or minus root of b square. So b is minus 5. So minus 5 square minus 4ac. So 4 into 1 into c by 2 into 1. Now minus into minus is positive 5. It's going to be positive, so it's going to be positive 5. So 5 plus or minus root of minus 5 square. Minus 5 square is 25 minus 4 into 1 into 6 is 24 by 2 into 1, which is 2. So 5 plus or minus root 1 by 2. Here the root of 1 is 1. So it's going to be 5 plus or minus 1 by 2. Here Here plus or minus means both plus and minus. So we have to find both plus and minus. So 5 plus 1 by 2 is 6 by 2, which is 3. 5 minus 1 by 2 is 4 by 2, which is 2. Okay. To explain it a little more easier, I'm going to explain this in whiteboard. So let's go to whiteboard. Okay, so I'll explain that question in whiteboard right now. So here, first of all, we can find the discriminant, and the equation of the discriminant is x is equal to b square minus 4ac. Okay. Now we have to identify this equation and find the values of a, b, and c. As I told, the coefficient of x square is a, which is 1 right now, and the coefficient of x is b, which is minus 5, and the constant term is the value of c, which is 6 right now. Okay, so we found the values of a, b, and c. So now we can substitute these values into this equation to find the discriminant. Okay, so d is equal to uh, minus, not minus, sorry. So the d is equal to b square, which is minus 5 square minus 4 into a is 1, so a into c is 6. Okay. So d is equal to minus 5 square is 25. 25 minus 4 into 1 into 6 is 24, which is 1. So the value of D is 1. Now let's use the quadratic formula to find two of the roots. Okay. So the value of D is 1. Now let's use the quadratic formula to find two of the roots. And the quadratic formula is x is equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so this is the equation. We have to substitute the values of a, b and c into this equation right here. So x is equal to minus 5 plus or minus root of b square, which is minus 5 square. Sorry, wait. Minus 5 square minus 4ac. So 4 into 1 into 6 by 2a. Here the value of 2. Here the value of a is 1. So 2 into 1. So x is equal to minus into minus is going to turn positive. So it's going to be positive 5 plus or minus root of minus 5 square. Minus 5 square is 25 minus 4 into 1 into 6 is 24 by 2a by 2a. Oh, sorry, 2, we already found the 2a, which is 2 into 1. So 2 into 1 is 2. Okay, so x is equal to 5 plus or minus root 25. 25 minus 24 is 1 by 2. Okay, now here x is equal to as I told plus or minus means we have to do both plus and minus. So 5 plus or minus the root of 1 is 1 by 2. Okay, we got plus or minus. So we have to do both plus and minus. First of all, let's do plus. So x is equal to uh, 5 plus 1 by 2, which is 6 by 2, which is 3. Okay. Now let's do the minus. So x is equal to 5 minus 1 by 2, which is 4 by 2, which is 2. So we got two of our roots as 3 and 2. Okay. So now let's go back to Canva. And okay, now remember that d greater than 0 is two different real roots, and d is equal to 0 means two equal real roots, and d less than 0 is no real roots. And when we did here, we got d is equal to 1. And if we look here, wait, if we look here, we got that d is equal to 1, meaning that d is greater than 0. So that means that question had two different real roots, which we solved over here. Which we solved over here and got two real roots, two different real roots. They both are different. Okay. So thank you for watching. I hope you understood, and let's see in the next video. Bye.